disability rights groups
All right.
who are protesting the use of shock to supposedly train disabled people with disabilities, mostly on the autism spectrum, and most horribly at the Judge Rottenberg Center in Canton, Massachusetts. It's unbelievable that Massachusetts, which has always been a leader in human rights, leader in abolition, leader in many, many good causes, how is it possible that Massachusetts is the last state in the United States to use a machine for shocks as supposed therapy? This happens at the Judge Rottenberg Center. And only this week, how is it possible that the Massachusetts highest court, the Supreme Judicial Court, has allowed the Judge Rottenberg Center to continue to shock its students? If you do any research at all, you will find horrifying details about the aversives. That's the name for behavior modification by using pain or humiliation. And luckily, well, interestingly, the Supreme Judicial Court said that opponents need to wait for a legislative solution. They said there is no judicial solution. We have to wait for a legislative solution. But we are not going to wait. We are going to make sure this is the year that the bill H-180 gets passed.
Yeah!
We are going to stop the shock forever.
Yeah!
I urge you to contact your Massachusetts senator and representative and tell them to stop the shock, to co-sponsor H-180. We need lots of legislators to co-sponsor the bill and not just say, yes, I'm all for you, but do something right now. Co-sponsor H-180. You can just call the State House and they will find out who is your senator and who is your state rep. And what we want to do is stop the shock.
Stop the shock!
Stop the shock!
Stop the shock! Stop the shock! Stop the shock! Stop the shock! Stop the shock! Stop the shock! Stop the shock! Oh, yeah!
Hello, my name is Rhoda Gibson, and I am co-founder of the Massachusetts chapter of MassADAPT. MassADAPT has been protesting this aversive treatment for 20, 30 years, and JRC has been around for over 40.
Wow.
I don't know if any of you know this, but JRC's patients are coming from, mostly, 80% of the patients are African Americans coming from the state of New York.
Whoa.
At this point, there was an individual there that got shocked 70 times in the mid-2020. Yeah, in the mid-20s, 2000. Sorry,
Right.
I say 2020, but not. It was before that. His name is Andre McCullers. His mother is named Cheryl McCullers, who has done a lawsuit against JRC. This poor child was shocked 70 times over the course of an hour. He was catatonic, but he has gotten better. He is in another program in New York State. Cheryl McCullers started towards the end of last year, putting together in New York State Andre's Law. I'll have more information on Andre's Law soon. But that is also banning aversive procedures, electric shock. Electric shock is mostly been done at JRC to low income white, but predominantly on African Americans that are nonverbal or doing.
Really?
We are humans. This is the only, JRC is the only place in the United States of America that still is continuing this treatment.
Whoa.
We need to stop it. We need to close them down. On March 4th of 2020, after National ADAPT went to the FDA director, the then FDA director's home in DC, and camped out for 19 days in a park across from his house. And he never came out, but all of his neighbors was with him. Because we got no response, we then went to the then Secretary of Health and Human Services at his home in Indianapolis, Indiana, and played at 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning, Andre's Cry.
Wow.
Across the neighborhood.
Wow.
It was at that point that we were able to get them to agree to release the ban, and they had promised to do it by December 31st of 2019. Unfortunately, it was not released until March 4th of 2020. And unfortunately, again, that happened right at the beginning of COVID. JRC appealed, and the DC District Court went and agreed with JRC.
Boo. Boo on that one. Boo.
However, we were able to get a law passed through Congress that Congress has told FDA that they had the right to do the ban. So we're waiting at this point to see if they release the ban in December, as they say. There will be more protests, and there will be people coming from across the country to join us at JRC in the early part of 2024. So watch out for that and listen, because we're not going to stop until the shot stops.
You got it!
Stop!
Stop the shot! 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 Stop the shock! Stop the shock! Stop the shock! Stop the shock! Stop the shock!
Hello, hello. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everybody who's spoken so far. Can you hear me? Should I go to the front? You may go down.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, hello. Thank you. All right, so I'm Dr. Carissa Burnett. I am an openly autistic psychologist who's licensed in Massachusetts, California, and Washington State. Before graduate school, I had a brief stint working at a program where seclusion and restraints were an everyday occurrence. I had signed up to teach science class, but soon learned lessons on the depths of human cruelty in the name of treatment, quote unquote. While performing restraints was above my pay grade, I was often assigned to sitting outside the isolation room, expected to do planned ignoring while distressed students cried out in despair. While they were the ones labeled as disturbed, I wondered why more staff weren't disturbed by what was happening. After completing my PhD in clinical psychology, I founded Divergent Pathways, a psychology practice that provides neurodiversity affirming therapy and assessment for autistic adults. Here, the goal is empathy and empowerment, not coercion and control. Modern psychological practice, backed by evidence-based treatment, has shown us that interventions should be rooted in empathy, active listening, collaborative goal setting. It is empathy and understanding that truly heals, not punishment, restriction, and aversive electric shocks. Not only are these tools of control unnecessary, but they often seem to exacerbate behavioral struggles rather than reduce them. These treatments don't just harm bodies, but minds and spirits too. While terrorizing people into submission might temporarily make those around them more comfortable, it is traumatic, it is outdated, and it is wrong. We know there's a better way. I've seen it in my practice every day. That's why I stand here in full support of Massachusetts Bill H-180, which seeks to prohibit procedures that cause physical pain or deny a humane existence to disabled individuals. Let's champion empathy, understanding, and above all, humanity. It's time to finally stop the shock.
Stop the shock! 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 Stop the shock!
One thing. This is what it sounds like when someone is being shot. This is Andre McCullough. Sorry. 1 minute. This is what happens to these kids. They're children. They're children.
These are children. This is happening in Massachusetts.
This is what happens when they are electrically shocked and Judge Rodberg hit her.
For refusing to take off his coat.
And this was, yes, because he wouldn't take his coat off.
This is happening today in Massachusetts.
Every day. Yes,
A
every
UN
day.
violation.
The UN themselves are declaring torture.
I think you guys got the gist of it.
Absolutely.
I hear you, RJ. Does anybody else want to hear you?
Continuously happening. And these doctors think, which I don't understand their comprehension, that doing this is going to make somebody do what you want them to do. To take their coat off, to sit down and eat, to go to bed. And these, it's like bracelets. And these bracelets are attached to them 24 hours a day. So if somebody does something, and there used to be prank calls coming in to JRC, so they would pick up an individual and just go shock them because somebody else did a prank call. Is that right?
No.
And what do we need to do?
Stop the